Shep, welcome back. That was a long break, man. I suppose that's a good thing. Business is booming, but let's get to the business of discussing and finishing off this conversation about college football real quick. Couple of things. Actually, you know what? Let's focus on this. There's a couple of teams that have been on our radar. We've talked about ad nauseum how there's no great team in college football this year, right? I think Shep, you kind of went into detail last Sunday, and I completely agree. But a couple of teams that have been on the radar as at least trying to put a stake in the ground for that title. A couple of unlikely teams, right? Indiana and BYU.
Yeah.
And they both
Indiana may actually be a great team.
yes, yeah. Their stake is a little deeper than BYU. So BYU won again, but they were down 17-7 to Iowa State, and then 24-17 at the half. But then that defense wore down Iowa State and just
They came back and suffocated them.
They did. They ended up winning, sort of going away, 41-27. That's on the road against a good
well-coached team.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So kudos to them. That's great. But still, I think you're absolutely right. The stake in the ground is much deeper for Indiana, who just, look, I didn't see this coming. Did I think Indiana was going to lose? No. I mean, I was pretty confident Indy was going to win.
They didn't just win, though.
They destroyed UCLA.
Yeah, they went full Gengis Khan on them. All right, like that was a evisceration.
I mean, it was no Utah against Colorado. We'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, just absolute destruction.
Yeah, I mean, it was. Signetti's done this to a few teams the past couple of years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where look what they did to Illinois earlier this year, 63 or whatever. I mean, like it was just Illinois not a bad team. I mean, yeah, they lost to Washington yesterday, but Washington's also not a bad team. Jed Fish is a good coach. I think Indiana's going to be 12-0 and play Ohio State for the Big Ten championship. And all they're going to be doing is playing for seeding with Ohio State for the playoff.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I don't see them coming close to the possibility of losing, except maybe somehow November 8th at Penn State. But I don't see that. I don't see that happening. Indiana has just looked so much better than pretty much any opponent, except that close victory at Iowa, 20-15.
Iowa's not a bad team. Okay,
and you're playing on the road, and you're looking ahead to that
Minnesota.
Yeah.
I was only lost in the Big Ten to Indiana. They're 6-2, 4-1 in the Big Ten.
Yep.
Ferentz, man, I know people make fun of him. He just wins 7 to 8, sometimes 9 or 10 games a year at a program that's out-resourced by half the league and a bad recruiting footprint.
All right. So, yes. So we talked about these two teams, getting into the top 10 now, being undefeated, BYU and Indiana, and they've been on our radar. At least I'll speak for myself. This team had not been on my radar. I'd see them, okay, they're 3-0, they're 4-0, they're 5-0, probably, but it's Georgia Tech. But it's the ACC. But, oh my goodness, they're now sitting at 8-0. They were the 7th-ranked team. They might inch up. They might crack the top 5. Sitting at 8-0, beating Syracuse, which Syracuse isn't a very good team, but it's a proud program with the pedigree and the history. And for Georgia Tech to just absolutely demolish them last night, 41-16.
I think Tech has a great coach in Brent Key. I think that they're sneaky good. I don't think they've played any good teams, but they've beat everybody they've played. And I think they're going to be at least 10-2, maybe 11-1.
because it's all going to come to a screeching halt in that game against Georgia.
Well, last year, remember how many overtimes did they play against Georgia before they lost?
3, 2, yeah.
But I think that I don't think they'll beat Georgia because Georgia's just so much better than them athletically. Though Georgia's got to fix their defense. We'll see if they can do that. But I really believe that Tech's going to be in the playoff as an 11-1 team.
Yeah. What remains. So the reason I was saying I was discounting them the whole time, right? As I said, 4-0, 5-0, whatevs. They beat Clemson, but Clemson turned out to be not as good as we thought at the beginning of the season. They struggled against Wake Forest. But they've started to. It's that momentum that we were talking about, right? Once you get to that 5-0, then they played Virginia Tech and kind of rolled them 35-20. Then they went to Duke 27-18, and now Syracuse just absolute mauling, right? 41-16. And now they're starting to believe. Now they're starting to play a little.
And unlike Mississippi State in 2012, they don't have Bama right after they have the "We Believe" signs.
Yeah, that was a bad year. That was a bad year, and but yeah, I think at this point it's starting to. And in college, I just see this happen in college so much more than at the pro level. Probably because the athletes are a little older at the pro level, and there's a lot more talent across every team. But
and on the coaching staffs.
Fair. Yeah, but the belief, the momentum, whatever you want to call it, the confidence, all of those things coming together, it really starts to become a thing. And I feel that even though I've been discounting them all season, at this point, I think that thing is starting to get in place, and they get to they're sitting at 8-0 now. They're gonna get to. I think they're gonna get to 10-0. I see the game against Pittsburgh as a more difficult game than at Boston College. So I think they get to 10-0, and then they've got that confidence going in. Now, of course, they could end up looking ahead to Georgia, and it could end up costing them in that Pittsburgh game. But I can see them being 11-1, having that one loss to Georgia, and that's an automatic bid into the playoffs. Like they're going to the playoffs.
If you lose to like Miami in the ACC championship game or something like that, I don't think that should kick you out. I mean, Georgia Tech is still playing in a good but not great conference in the ACC. You have a lot of decent but not great teams in the ACC. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. We'll put a pin in Georgia Tech. Keep an eye on them.
That's the thing. I hadn't been keeping an eye on them, but at this point, I think their record and the way they've played the last couple of weeks warrants keeping an eye out for sure. All right. Speaking of that, the next game I want to move to is Ole Miss, Oklahoma, and I know where we stand as fans of Mississippi State.
Oklahoma is so. This is going to sound like a Mississippi State fan. Oklahoma is so overrated. Okay, this is the first good offense they played this year, and they got smoked. Okay, they got beat by multiple scores against a mediocre Texas team. They beat a bad Auburn team. They beat a Michigan team that was still trying to find itself, which is still trying to find itself with a brand new freshman quarterback at home. All right, what have they done to deserve being ranked as high as they were? And Ole Miss still almost blew that game because they have no defense against even an inept Oklahoma offense. Because Mateer ain't it, right? They can't run the ball, and Mateer is a hero ball guy who runs around and tries to make a play. But Ole Miss is probably going to be 11-1, having beaten 0 teams in the top 25 by the end of the year. Because Oklahoma is not going to be in the top 25 by the end of the year.
Oh man! Breaking news: Nick Mangold, remember him from the Jets teams? Yeah, he just passed away at 41. Kidney disease. Jeez. Yeah. So getting back to Oklahoma, man, um, uh, I can really see their season getting away from them right here, right? I mean, they've got at Tennessee, I see that as a loss. At Alabama, I see that as a loss. Then they're going to host Missouri. I mean, they could legitimately go 1-3, and a slight possibility that they could go 0-4 in these next four games, because that fourth game is LSU. And
Well,
let's
they
talk
both may be
LSU.
on interim head coaches at that point. We'll see. I'm actually surprised I haven't seen a news ticker about Brian Kelly being fired today.
After last night's debacle.
Well, no, not just last night. They lost to Vandy. They're not making progress as a program.
Yeah.
They spent a lot of money over the offseason to get better, and they're not. They're worse. And he is a good coach, but he's a very unlikable person. And he because of that, he doesn't have that ability to withstand downtimes that maybe some other people would. And I think he's done. I think he's cooked at LSU. We'll see. But
I mean, it's not just the three losses, it's the fact that you're
How?
at home and just absolutely got rolled by A&M. After
and
after
A&M
having
is,
a
look, they're a
halftime
good
lead.
team.
Yeah.
Elko is a good coach. They're getting better as the season goes along, I think. A&M is, I don't know if they're the best team in the SEC, even though they're undefeated. But, man, I don't – the SEC's got some very good teams, but no great teams, kind of like continuing our theme.
Yeah.
But they may be the best of the very good.
Yeah, but I mean, for Brian Kelly and LSU, you cannot have that halftime lead on the leader of the pack, the number 3 team in the nation. You can't have that lead and then come in the third quarter and just lay that egg 21-0 in the third quarter. So it's as you said, it's not the L, it's how you arrived at that L. It's how you came out unprepared, how A&M adjusted to what you were doing and you did not adjust back. And the fact that you at home lost 49-25 for the third loss of the season. I mean, that's just it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I mean, that one's given LSU's status in the state of Louisiana and the resources they have. There are some college football programs that should just always be in the top 10.
Yep.
Right. LSU is one of them. Ohio State's another. Texas is another. Georgia's another. But LSU is there's a lot of talent in that state. There's a lot of money to go towards that football team because that whole state believes purple and gold.
Yep.
And their athletic directors got. And look, I know that's a big buyout, but as we've seen with some other programs, that big buyout doesn't mean anything when it comes to getting rid of them. They seem to always find the money. They can squeeze the blood from a stone.
Exactly. All right. Last college football team to take a look at, and I think I know the answer. Michigan beat Michigan State 31-20 yesterday to get up to 6-2. Is there any reason to think that Michigan's going to do anything here? I mean, obviously they'd have to win the next 3 games and then beat Ohio State on November 29th. Is there any chance that Michigan wins that game at Ohio State? Sorry, they're hosting Ohio State.
They're hosting them, but the big thing is, they obviously don't trust their true freshman quarterback yet. I think Michigan wins the next 3 games because they're playing Purdue, Northwestern, and Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
But I think their quarterback's going to have to make some plays eventually to win a game against Ohio State. So I don't think I think Michigan ends up 9-3 and out of the playoffs.
All right. Okay. Well, we are up against. Well, not yet, but we're about to be up against it. About 3 or 4 minutes left. So let's finish up the college conversation and move things over to the world of the pros.
Rodgers avoids the sack. Deep downfield, caught at the 35-yard line and going all the way.
Man, did you see that? So that's Rogers to Pat Fryermuth. Pat Fryermuth for a 68-yard touchdown.
I did. I would have preferred it had been Metcalf, but I won my game anyway, so it's okay.
I mean, I'm watching this, and the full 84 seconds it took for Pat Fryermuth to run 68 yards. I kid, it wasn't quite that long, but man, it felt like forever. And people are saying, "Oh, Rodgers is back." I mean, I don't know how that happened, but look, is he putting up the numbers? Is he putting up some wins? Yes, absolutely he is, but I don't see this as Rodgers being back, man. Is this a bubble that's just going to burst pretty soon?
No. By back, he's not back to like his MVP winning form, but he's a top half of the league quarterback in an organization that knows how to win, at least in the regular season. We'll see about Tomlin in the playoffs.
All right. Well, we're gonna talk a lot more professional football when we get back from the break. But right now, I gotta give. There's a lot happening with the injuries for some reason. So just going to run through this. If this matters to you, if you're out there trying to do your final lineup updates to your fantasy football teams, so Hunter Renfrow is inactive. Here's the list of inactives. Hunter Renfrow is out. Well, I'm just going to do inactives and actives. Jalen Waddle, I think there was some doubt with his hamstring, but he is officially active. Michael Penix Jr., the quarterback for Atlanta, is out, as is Drake London.
Cousins.
Yeah, okay, it's Kirk Cousins time again. DeAndre Swift, there was some concern with his groin issues, but he is that popped up anytime injury pops up on Friday, right? It's going to be a concern, so Thursday or Friday, but he is officially active. But Drake London, again, he's out. Tua, there was an illness that popped up yesterday with him. Tua Tagovailoa. He is. Hey, I'm pretty proud. I got the name right. Been working on it for for a little while. He is expected to start today. Your man A.J. Brown in Philadelphia out. So it's going to be Devontae Smith time.
Oh, he's out.
Yeah, AJ Brown is out. Brees Hall. I don't even feel like we need to talk about the Jets, but Mason Taylor is expected to play the rookie tight end. Brees Hall. There were some concerns with his knee. He is officially active. In the news that absolutely does not matter at all. Shedeur Sanders is now questionable for Sunday. There was I thought they said he was declared out, but the update I'm looking at, and that's the actives and the inactives so far. Again, the first slate of games are going to get going in about 30 minutes, so keep an eye out. I'm sure there's going to be more stuff that's going to happen between now and then.
Dalton Kincaid?
I think that's still up in the air.
He's playing. He's suiting up.
Okay, all right. I don't know if he's 100%, if he's 90%, if he's 80%.
I think Dalton Knox is going to get the majority of the snaps.
I think so. In one of my fantasy football leagues, I needed a tight end, and I really thought about Dalton Knox because I think this is a get right game for the Buffalo Bills. Now, I'm not discounting the Panthers. The Panthers have been really, really doing great things lately, but I think this is a get right game for the Bills. And the way Josh Allen spreads the ball out, I know that the tight end is good for 50, 60, 80 yards and a touchdown, maybe two if it's a really good day, but that's if Dalton Kincaid is 100% and is in there. Otherwise, it's going to be, if he were out, I was going to pick up Dalton Knox and start him. But with both of them playing, you really can't, from fantasy perspective, you can't really use one of these tight ends You hope that Dalton Kincaid will get the bulk of it. I don't know. Are you going to start him, or are you going to run it out on the bench?
Well,
and
I don't
see?
really have a choice because my bench is Trevor Lawrence by, Kyron Williams by, Pearsall hurt, Jackson Smith Njigba by.
Yeah.
So I held on to Kincaid because I just didn't. I don't have a ton of waiver wire money left.
Yep.
And so I am starting Cade Otton for Tampa Bay, Kincaid, Metcalf, and Dobbs as my and White out of Tampa Bay. I'm super nervous. I'm playing drummer in our league, Marshawn Lynch.
Oh.
I
He's
lost him
putting up some
earlier this
points.
year on the first week of the season when Worthy went out hurt 3 plays into the game, and then nobody else in my team. I had several injuries in the middle of the games, and it was my worst total of the year, like 75 points or something ridiculous like that.
Yep.
And I'm on a roll right now. Last time I lost was our game. So we'll see.
Yep. While we're airing out grievances of our fantasy football team, so I told you I've joined this for the first time, a guillotine league.
Oh yeah.
And
are we over break time, by the way?
We are 1 minute. Okay. I'm gonna go to it, but real quick, I'll run through this. So here's you were talking about the week 8 bye blues, right? And man, oh man, here's who I have on my bench: Jahmyr Gibbs, bye; Smith and Jigba, bye; Marvin Harrison Jr., bye; Puka Nakua on my those are, and then AJ Brown, who was declared out. And I think even though I've been the last 3 or 4 weeks, I've really put this team together. It was brand new. The first couple of weeks was trying to figure out how to do the fab when the team gets guillotined and the players become available, all that good stuff. But I've really been coming on strong. But I think this week, between the injuries and the buys, is just going to get me, because Justin Jefferson didn't do enough.
We can talk about the Vikings after the break.
Yeah, we'll talk. We've got to talk about that game. All right. So real quick, a few more words from our sponsors, and then we'll be back and wrap up the football conversation. You're listening to the Sports Spotlight right here on Radio Azad.
You are listening to Radio Azad, where your voice matters. Entertain, inform, inspire.
Download the free Radio Azad app on the App Store or Google Play to listen worldwide.
Reached a plateau in your weight loss journey? Ever feel like you've tried every so-called healthy diet only to find yourself gaining more weight? Do you know you can actually tap into your body so that it loses the weight for you without excessive exercising or fad diets? Hi, I'm Dr. Nilofer Basaria, and I can help you in your health and weight loss journey to lose excess physical and stress weight and keep it off without medications and calorie counting. Call or text at 469-645-8681. Once again, that number is 469-645-8681 for a complimentary consultation, or you can visit us at drbasaria.com. That is drbasaria.com.
When you educate an orphan like Hamza, you are giving her the tools that she needs to build a brighter future. Islamic relief staff are local, raised in the communities they serve, so they understand how to use your donations as effectively as possible. Give the gift of education to a child like Hamza. Be the relief for orphans. Donate today at irusa.org or call 1-855-447-1001.
Kind Home Loans is your Dallas mortgage lending partner.
Big news, rates are down. Now's the time to refinance and lock in savings before the market shifts again. Depending on your mortgage amount, you could save $500 to $1,000 a month. Non-QM rates are also dropping, and we can refinance your home using a non-QM mortgage to bring your rate down and cut your costs. Bottom line, the window is open, rates are low, and your chance to save big is right now. Don't wait until rates bounce back, and let's lock in your savings before it's gone.
Call Jamal Khwaja today at 915-306-5463 or visit kindhomeloans.com. NMLS number 1702123.
Page 3 Eatery isn't just a restaurant, it's an experience where the buzz of India's streets meets the glam of a Page 3 party.
Indulge in the crunch of street-style chaat, bite into cheesy, spice-loaded grilled sandwiches, or roll up happiness in our flavorful Frankies. And for that smoky tandoor goodness, we've got you covered with your favorite kebabs, breads, and mocktails with a desi twist.
Fun, upbeat, and unapologetically desi. Page 3 Eatery is your spot to sip, sizzle, and socialize. Oh, and did we mention it's all Zabiha Halal?
Find Page 3 Eatery at 7560 State Highway 121, Suite 100, McKinney. And follow Page 3 Eatery on Instagram.
Think you can handle the heat? Come to the port of Peri Peri and prove it. Warning, side effects may include an uncontrollable craving for flame-grilled chicken and occasional tears of joy. Or, well, just tears. Our signature Peri Peri chicken is marinated, flame-grilled, and absolutely packed with flavor. From mild to wild, we've got the heat level to match your inner spice warrior. Think you're up for it? Challenge accepted. Visit us at one of our locations in Irving or Plano. Just look for the people fanning their mouths and ordering seconds. At the port of Peri Peri, it's the heat that can't be beat.
Hello, it's me, the Royal Banquet Hall in Irving. I know you folks in Dallas-Fort Worth are always looking for a party venue, and now you have me. Come on in, take a look around. Such a beautiful ambience, right? We have all the amenities to accommodate your get-togethers, birthdays, graduation parties, mendies, sangeets, weddings, fundraisers, whatever you need. We will take care of it all to create a memorable and stress-free event for you. We can easily accommodate 70 to 120 of your besties in our space. The Royal Banquet is located at 1800 Marketplace Boulevard, Irving. Check us out at theroyalbanquets.com.